People, we are live, we are live, we are live. Welcome back to another stream on the channel. This is your Game Week 12 preview. And yeah, obviously you guys know the basics if you've been following the channel for a long time. For previews, reviews, obviously you know what it is. We discuss the games, we share our thoughts, every games. Sometimes we may do top six only, but now obviously you might see us do all games now. But yeah, I'm never by myself, so I do have quite a few people, but I'm just gonna add them first. This one, he's been hiding. I was the only fan, that was trying to protect the club, but he's back now. He's back. It's just Hardeep. How you doing, Hardeep?
Yes, that's all right. I'm doing really well, thank you. I mean, with regards to United at the moment, it's been quite inconsistent regarding our season. We need to be much more consistent. It's an absolute pleasure to be here on the stream once again.
Yeah, it is, man. Good to see you back.
How are you doing anyway?
I'm fine, man. I'm fine. Football wise, club wise, Man United wise, yeah, I know my club, but coaching wise, unbeaten, 6 wins and six. Listen, people are loving it, man. I've seen the story of players. Apparently, Orst was in full effect. It is what it is. But listen, guys, if you guys have been watching me Hardy previously, we've always been correct with this club. We know the standards. We know who the issues are. We know who's overrated. We know this kind of stuff that players get overhyped. So it is what it is. I'm not surprised, but we will definitely touch on that. But yeah, good to see you back, Hardeep. The next one, he's been out for a few streams, but he's back. Obviously, he's going to protect his boy Martinez, but it is himself, Manny. How you doing, Manny? You're on mute. That's all, Manny.
Yeah. The reason why I was on mute was because I was listening to some music in the background. Didn't want to hear, want you to hear me humming along. And listen, it's not about protecting my boy Emi Martinez. I mean, he doesn't play for Arsenal anymore, but he will always have a place in my heart for the role he played in saving our season. Only for the club to say thanks for your contribution. Now bugger off if you don't want to stay and be second choice like a good little boy, then off you go. And look, if he does make a mistake, I will, criticize him, and I will do that for every single player. I will praise them when they do well. I will criticize them when they don't. And that game against Forest, as we will might talk about when we come to Aston Villa's upcoming game, was a poor one by Emmys and Villa's standards, but it's how you recover that counts, and how you recover from a setback will always determine how good you are, how strong you are. You're only as good as your next game. The game you just played. If you play a good game, it doesn't make you a fine player, a great player. If you have a bad game, it doesn't necessarily make you a bad player. You've got to recover from that and move forward. It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Wow, that impression.
Sylvester Stallone's gonna kill me for that, but I'm sorry, I had to say it.
No, it's really accurate though. It's really accurate impression though.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up. Listen, already content for the clips page. I love it. But we do have someone else here as well with us. It is, you've seen him before. It is JPT. Big up to you. How you doing?
Doing better now after hearing the whole Adrian, Manny, Stallone. I love it. Yeah, that accent, as Sylvester Stallone would say, it was great. It's great. It was sharp, but it's doing great. Good to see everyone back. I can't wait to hear Hardeep's thoughts on Manchester United. We've been waiting for the rant to come out, but this is going to be a good stream. Happy to see everyone again.
JPT, me and Hardeep don't hide. We tell how it is really, but we have fans that protect the players and stuff. But listen, we'll touch on that soon. But obviously, we're gonna do game out. All the handle will be here soon. Obviously, he's just here right now, so he will be here soon. Also, we do have Oli later on. So yeah, but it's just four of us. But guys, we do have a lunchtime kickoff tomorrow. It is Wolverhampton, which is Hardeep's locals against Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham, Madison's out until January, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it. He's out until January. Van der Ven's out until like January or February-ish. Udogi suspended.
Romero as well.
Oh, my God.
That back four is going to be interesting.
That back four is going to be interesting. But you know what? But now Wolverhampton can do something, you know. Wolves, not Wolverhampton, but same thing. But I just look at this Wolves team, yeah. Can they be clinical tomorrow? Can they take their chances? Because you know what? They need to get. I think a draw for them is very bad. They need to get 3 points tomorrow. Because let's be honest here, Spurs, I think they're going to crumble now. Once it's to February or January, February, we're same thing. Because when he's back in training, you still need time to, get back to your best. Van de Ven, same thing. Morgan, Romero suspended. So for me, you have to take a chance to try and win this game. So if you want my score prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves. I think Wolves are going to win this, but let's see how Spurs do, because obviously Manager of the Month has been announced again and just won it 3 times in a row. I think, you know what, he deserves it because he got a 100% win record, but yeah, he has won it a lot, to be fair. But it's not about winning that award, to be fair. It's about what you do with your achievements with the actual club. So, because we've seen it before with Arteta and stuff. He's won it, so many times, and, what did he win? So for me, it's going to be Wolves. They have to, like I said, they have to do something. They have to try and win because did they not beat? Am I right? Am I right? Did they not beat City as well? So listen, if you can beat City, you can definitely. Did they beat City or did they get a draw?
They beat City. They beat City.
But it was without Rodri and it was without De Bruyne. That's why I kind of everyone beat City during that run.
Yeah, they have to win for me. I'm gonna go with 2 on Wolves. But how do you see this game going tomorrow?
You know what? I could see there being a very cage game between Tottenham and also Wolves as well. I mean, if you look at Wolves quite recently as well, that they've been picking up some form, getting really crucial draw against Newcastle at Molyneux Stadium. That they should have won if they were much more clinical in the attacking transition. And I think with Tottenham right now, if they were to lose this game, it'll be their second back-to-back defeat in a row. That they cannot afford to allow that to happen. And I think with the injuries, considering the likes of Maddison and Van de Ven are out as well. It's going to be a big blow for Spurs. I think with Wolves, especially with Brunetto being out, I could see them actually getting a 1-0 win. I think with what their manager's actually implementing right now, it's completely evident style play. They are really pragmatic. They're really aggressive side. Quite physical. Of course, they might lack quality in the final third. But if they are clinical against Spurs, without a doubt, they could possibly get the win. I could see it being 1-0 Wolves win.
Oh, 1-0 Wolves win. I'm gonna go through the comments before I get on the other two. Chelsea fan says, big up Oris in the panel. Big up to you, Chelsea fan. And Chelsea fan says, Tottenham 1-0 win. Oof, interesting. Manny, I'm going to go over to you. How do you see this game go? Are Wolves getting a win here?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, obviously Spurs are also going to be weakened because in addition to losing Van de Ven and Maddison, for this particular game, they're also going to be without Christian Romero and Destiny Udogie, who were both sent off against Chelsea. Romero deserved a sending off. Udogie, is a second bookable offence, and maybe in some ways, not having Romero for this game wouldn't be too much of a problem. He's another player who seems to perform much better for his country, Argentina, than he does at club level. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about certain Argentinian players. You put the Albi Celeste jersey on them, they turn into Superman for some reason or another. And without those two defenders, of course, it will be interesting to see how Postecoglou shapes up the back line. Vicario, of course, will definitely play. He was outstanding in that game. It was very, very unfortunate to see Chelsea come back at them when they were still trying to play the high line, and then having Nicholas Jackson score that hat trick. I think Hanno will agree with me, and maybe JPT will agree with me, that the way Jackson was celebrating that, despite being offside for umpteen times in the first half. I mean, one of the most shameless hat tricks you'll ever see. But Chelsea got the win, and that was important. Wolves, with that 3-4-3 formation, were able to pull off an impressive win against City. They've also taken points off Aston Villa and Newcastle. I just wonder, though, if they will necessarily have enough to get all 3 points against Spurs. And I see this sort of turning out this way. Wolves will probably score, but Spurs, as long as they've got Heung-min Son and their midfield still working well, they're going to find a way to come back into the team. And obviously that will mean a more increased role for the likes of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Eric Dyer probably won't be one person who will fill Spurs fans with much excitement, but he did try his best when he came on for Chelsea. And of course, it'll mean that the bench will have to continue being used. As long as Spurs don't lose Vicario, I think they're going to be fine. And why Hugo Lloris is still there, I'll have no idea. Maybe he'll be finally moved on in January, but we'll see. But this could end up being a score draw, and there will be goals in this. I'm going for a Desmond. 2-2.
2-2. Interesting. Fair enough. JPT, what about you? What's your thoughts? We got Mr. B.
Yeah, fellas, all doing all right? You all right?
Be up to you.
You received. How you mate?
Good evening, Mr. B.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, the old Dick
Nice
Henry,
one.
mate. Dick Henry.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
JPT, Wolves, Tottenham. What do you see in this game?
I mean, I want to point out something that Manny said too. That at first, that the main concern for them is just without their two center backs. Most of all, Mickey Van de Ven, new kid to the team. But my God, the impact that this kid has had is going to be a big miss. Granted, with Romero out, of course, this is going to be. I don't know who's going to be partnered up with Eric Dyer at the back, but at least he has Vicario in there. It's true with Romero. The idea comes for Enzo Fernandez. Once they put on the Argentinian kit, it's like a whole different player. Like they're there to perform. But with Romero, the guy is a liability. He just comes off as like a more reckless Casemiro in a way, but of course in a center back role. It's going to be a worse miss without Udoji. Missing this one game, coming back after this one. But I'm going to be curious to see how Neto is going to be. Wolves, they play. In my opinion, they play better at home at the Molineux, even though they have one more win away. But they still pull off good performances, results. I mean, yes, City was one, but again, that was without Rodri. They pulled up a draw versus Newcastle. A draw versus Villa, stuff that you would think that these teams would come off with easy wins versus them. But like I said, they at the Molineux, they have their way. They could have taken a result versus Liverpool if they knew how to finish. And coming off from a supporter of Chelsea that has Nicholas Jackson, the worst hat trick in history, and now his name is going to be up there with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and it's going to be. It's crazy to put those two names together. But yeah, I can't wait to hear the Molineux because they're going to start a new song with Neto, and I'm guessing it's going to go with Neto's on fire and he's cooking Eric Dyer. It's going to be just a killing for this guy. I feel bad. I feel bad for Vicario. I mean, the guy is playing double duty, center back, goalkeeper. He's just going to probably be man of the match, I think. But without Maddison, without Mickey, without Romero, without Udoji, I think this is going to be a 1-0 Wolves win. I would hope so. I mean, they can still. Let's be honest. Spurs still have some talent up in the front three. They still have Sarr. They still have assuming so the midfield is safe, but it's just that back four is just super flawed. But with Vicario, it's maybe that's all they need. But yeah, I'm hoping for a Wolves 1-0 win.
Interesting. Wolves 1-0. Mr. B, what about you? Wolves versus Tottenham. How do you see this game going on?
Well, I think Wolves were a bit unlucky in that last game, weren't they? To have that penalty against them. So, I think they're a decent little team, Wolves. They're sort of doing well against the bigger teams as well. So, if you include Spuds as the bigger team, I don't know. That's debatable. But I'd like to see them match the Spuds, to be honest. And I think that could happen. I mean, they've been knocked off their perch now, Spuds, haven't they? So from that last game, and if they play with 9 men again, they will get walloped. So they keep losing their defenders. We think like Romero, who's just likely to be sent off all the time, nearly every time. Maddison, is he fit or injured or what? I don't know.
He's down until January.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, right.
There goes a big cog in that machine.
Yeah,
man.
and said in the conference. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wolves will probably get a result here. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves.
Okay. Yeah, I said the same thing to Wolves. So really, it would surprise me if Wolves get a result here. So, but we just have to see. Wolves have to take their chances, and of course, yeah. But I don't think no one here has predicted a Tottenham win. So, which is really could come back to bite us. But you never know. You never know in the Premier League. But yeah, game we do
First
have.
of many defeats. We
We do have Arsenal versus Burnley tomorrow. Is at Emirates. Manny, this should be, I think, not easy, but this should be comfortable for you guys. But what's your thoughts on this game for tomorrow?
Well, Burnley are obviously going to be on the lookout to try and win after perhaps being denied a point due to VAR again, and we can have this VAR debate until the cows come home. I'm going to stick to my view that VAR is here to stay, and the people in charge of it need to work with it a lot better. And I actually think that the Premier League bigwigs, in some sense, love the controversy that's being generated, rather than spending the money necessary to ensure that they get the best technology and that it's working perfectly and avoiding all of the controversy taking place. They love the fact that there are negative headlines. It keeps the league in the papers, in the press, and it's another money spinner. Never mind the fans and the clubs who get mugged off. But Burnley are going to be determined to try and, put things right. But against Arsenal at the Emirates, I think we all know the score. It's going to be a game where Burnley will be on a hiding to nothing. I will be interested to see how Vincent Kompany lines up, because let's not forget that both he and Arteta share that Manchester City connection. I do believe that Arteta was an assistant coach for at least one season while Kompany was still a player, although memory may not be my best friend. I will have to confirm that. And Burnley's defensive formation of the 5-4-1 or what have you. The thing about playing five defenders is that unless two of those defenders are wing backs or fullbacks who will bomb forward, it does tend to be very, very clumsy at times. And you can't always hope to have a compact defensive performance simply by having more men at the back. So if he goes with a 4-4-2, in contrast to Arsenal's 4-3-3, then maybe some headway can be maintained. And he is going to have to find a way to try and stop Martinelli and Saka from gaining too much exposure, being able to run the channels perfectly. The midfield is still going to be Jorginho, Havertz, and Declan Rice. I don't see any changes being made from the team that beat Sevilla. And that's a big worry, because if we do start to get some injuries, our bench is absolutely down to its bare bones. So we have to be very careful. And Burnley, knowing them as well as we do, they will certainly try their best to keep it tight and compact. And maybe, if they get lucky, hit us on the counter. Thankfully, because we got Tomiyasu ahead of Zinchenko, we're not going to be defensively as weak as we used to be. This should be a comfortable Arsenal win. Normally, I'd be conservative and go for a 2-1 win, but I'm confident enough now to go for a 3-1 win. And I'll tell you right now, if we fail to beat Burnley, then I don't care if we beat Manchester City at the Emirates. We definitely won't win the league. And I think I might have said that after the Newcastle loss. I don't think I was here, but that is going to be confirmed if we fail to win against Burnley. Simple as that.
Yeah, we do have Ollie at the right time. Ollie, how you doing, mate?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's
just
good.
in time, Ollie. Your game.
Oh,
Ollie, talk about Arsenal Burnley. Are you guys gonna win tomorrow? What would you go with? Like, not with your lineup, but like goalkeepers wise, who would you go with? And yeah, talk to me.
yeah. I think we should win this game. Should be a convincing win, maybe, hopefully. I'll probably go with Rare in goal. But no, I think we can win this game. I'm going to go 3-0. I think
3-0 Arsenal. Cool. Adi, obviously Arsenal versus Burnley tomorrow. What's your thoughts? And yeah, Burnley, they've been terrible, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it from a transition point of view now, because the company's trying to actually put in a style of play. He hasn't even adapted to the Premier League in terms of tendency and also the flow of the league as well. So if you look at it from the vulnerability point of view, I think Burnley, they'll get demolished at Emirates. I could see it being by really, really large margin. I could see it being 4-0 Arsenal. But the thing is, if Burnley were to get a result, it needs to be very, very compact, very, very physical, and very, very transitional on counter-attack. So if they were to be clinical, you couldn't even rule out getting a result. But Arsenal, in terms of quality, in terms of experience, especially with Arteta right now, they should be getting a result. I think it will be most likely a 4-0 Arsenal win.
4-0 Arsenal. Cool. JPT, what about you? What do you think? How many goals will Arsenal score tomorrow?
It should be a comfortable win. I'm going to say 3. I mean, looking at how they played versus Sevilla, I mean, I think it was well disciplined. I don't even think Sevilla had a shot in the whole game. It could be wrong, but I think I left the game like at 75 minutes and it was still 0 on that stat. But as long as they line up with the back foot that they had, the front 3, I would say as well, keep the same. Maybe Martinelli up front and Trussell on the wing. But I think with even the midfield 3, which I'm sure people were concerned, or the Arsenal fans were concerned seeing Havertz, Jorginho, Rice in the midfield. I think with the Burnley side like this should be comfortable still. Either way, I think the man of the match for Arsenal is going to be Vincent Kompany with the way he's still refusing to switch up any of his tactics. People think that Ange was stubborn going down with 9, still playing the high line. It was working, and you can still criticize him on the stubbornness, but at least look at where they are on the table. I mean, Kompany, like I said, they're going to be joining Sheffield United soon with an early relegation. But it's I'm going to say 3-0. You can have Eddie up front. Don't matter. They should. I'm sure he can find another hat trick, and people will hype him up again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, 100%, 100%. We know Arsenal about that. Mr. B, what about you? What do you think Arsenal Burnley tomorrow?
It's got to be an Arsenal win, surely. But you never know with Arsenal. Sometimes they can do the unthinkable, can't they? Go and lose against these teams. So, but no, I don't think it'll happen. But I mean, if Eddie does get another hat trick, he could have another nosebleed, I reckon. But it would be something because he turns up against these lower teams, doesn't he? And Arsenal do like to stuff the lower teams that.
And then they get carried away by the.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4-0 Arsenal.
4-0. Yeah. I think I haven't given my thing yet, but I'm gonna say 3-0 Arsenal for me. 3-0 Arsenal.
If Burnley win though, I think Arteta should be put out of his misery. If Burnley win.
Yeah.
If they do, which I can't see it happening though.
100%. The ways pick up to you, we will beat Chelsea. Yeah. That's it. Cool. I think that's everyone's done. Palace versus Everton tomorrow. I think this is going to be a Palace win, I think, but it's not going to be easy for Palace. There is a noise, by the way. I don't know if you guys.
Might be fun.
Yeah.
Ollie, is that Ollie? Is that yours?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you. Oh,
Huh.
Yeah.
Ollie, you bad man. What you up to, man?
Yeah. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Palace for me. 2-1 Palace. So it's going to be a very, very tight. Depends how Everton set up for this game, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Palace win. Hardy, what do you think?
No, I could see it being a ball fest 0-0. I mean, the thing is, you can't really actually rule out that being a possibility with both sides and how they play. Especially being really pragmatic, very, very risk-averse and very, very transitional counter-attack. Both managers have very, very similar philosophies. If you look at Roy Hodgson and obviously if you look at Sean Dyche as well from a stylist point of view. In terms of quality, you never know. You never know with the Premier League, especially with Palace at home as well. At Selhurst Park, it's one of the most hostile atmospheres in the Premier League without doubt. And I think with this game, I'm going to stick to a 0-0. I think it'll be a 0-0. What about that?
0-0. You think so? Okay.
Manny,
what are you? Yeah, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace 2-0. Manny, what do you think for this game?
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. We see a resurgent Everton, who were many people's on many people's list to go down, given how supposedly shambolic they were. But credit to Sean Dyche, he's turned them around at least for now.
Nice ball, isn't it?
Um,
Nice ball.
That's
Nice
yeah,
ball.
and yeah, I think obviously the return of Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been wonderful because at least they're starting to score goals, if not from him, then at least from someone else. And it will be interesting to see how well they do against the Crystal Palace team, who will also, at least with Roy still coaching them, be at least marginally better. They still have a great deal of uncertainty over some of their players who could be January targets for some bigger clubs, maybe. But I think they're set up better, and they should be able to get a result in this game. Should be a win, but it could be tight though because Everton are going to play very hard. I think I can see this being a 2-1 Palace win. So
Ollie, go. Sound.
Not noisy, mate.
Yeah, I don't know who's.
Yes.
Sorry, carry
Yeah, so the seagulls should be chewing on the toffees.
Pause. But yeah.
Whooping down on them. Yeah.
JBT, what do you think? Palace versus Everton. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I want to say this should be a Palace win, but I mean Everton are coming off a surprising result to where I think that maybe they should have won or beaten Brighton with just an unfortunate own goal just to drop them level. And I know Palace also coming off from a high from beating Burnley, but then again, who isn't beating Burnley these days? Something just tell me this is going to be like a 1-1 draw. I need it to be a draw or at least an Everton win because Palace are maybe. This is a game to not add on my parlay unless I'm going to keep it under 3 goals or less. But I'm just also saying that because Palace, if they pick up a win week, then that means my Chelsea has to beat City, and good Lord, that's already a tough task as it is. But yeah, I mean, I think right now Everton just are just trying to get out of that, get more further out of the relegation, teams, and yeah. But I'm gonna guess a draw 1-1. We'll see what happens with this one.
1-1. Mr. B, what about you? What do you think of this game?
Well, I've been going against Everton quite a bit lately, and it's been stinging me. Excuse the pun, with Everton because they sort of, they turn up and somehow get a result, don't they, at times, and getting goals when you think, oh, they're not that great. But you got Dyche there, obviously, somehow doing something. And, I still think Palace will win. I think it'd be 2-1 to the old Woys Palace. So,
yeah, little Sean Dyche masterclass. You never know. Ollie, hopefully the sound's not there anymore.
Is the sound?
Yeah, Ollie, is someone hoovering next to your?
No, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but no, it's fine. Carry on now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the.
Oh no, it's gone now. It's gone.
It's gone now, is it?
Yeah,
carry on.
Yeah, gone.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Palace. I think Palace can win this game. They're at home. I think Everton will score though. Maybe Calvert-Lewin, although he's not on the best of form. But I think Palace can win this game. I'm gonna go 2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. Yeah. I'm gonna stick to my one. Still think it's gonna be 2-1 to Palace, but this is way how Everton set up for me in this game. So yeah. Everyone's have had their thoughts. Next game, Man United versus Luton.
Big one for you, Horace. Big one for you, mate. And
yeah, don't forget Hardeep. Forget Hardeep, mate, because he's been hiding, mate. Even JBT, you can back me up here. It's always been me and you with these shows, and Hardeep just chilling with his wings and chips and laughing at me in the comments. So listen, now he's here now. Now look, listen. I don't know. You guys might laugh, but I don't know how it's gonna go tomorrow. I really don't know. Obviously, regarding to the team news wise, Evans is out. Listen, for me, I never rated this guy anyway. Like, why is he here? I don't know why. Um, Obviously Varane. For me, I think there is an issue with Varane and Tanag, but I'm still not sure because I'm sorry, but you cannot start Maguire and Evans 3 games in a row and not have an issue with Varane. So, and Varane, for me, Varane is not the type of player you have an issue with because I think Varane is probably the most respected player for me at the club. So, in general, actually, because Real Madrid, he's been the most respected. So, I'm not sure what's going on there. For me, I do not want to see Dalot left back. Absolutely not. I want to see Reguilon there. I want to see Wan-Bissaka there. Listen, I'm hoping for 3 points. I'm hoping for a lot of goals, but right now I can only see what like a 2-0 win, 1-0 win. It wouldn't surprise me, but and also what's going on with
United scored 2 goals or less.
Yeah, Barry.
Yeah, big up Bano.
United scoring 2 goals. I think you need to lower your expectations. It's United. You conceded 4 goals against Copenhagen. So relax.
Oh yeah. And what competition are you guys in?
I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Well,
You know, they're still in the League Cup and the FA Cup, a possible domestic cup double like we did in 92-93.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, listen.
Yeah.
For me, I've always said Tanag is not the problem. He's not the problem. Yes, he can. You can criticize him, and I have criticized him before with his in-game management. But for me, United fans, they're acting thick and saying, "Oh, he's the problem. If we get rid of him and get Hansi Flick, everything will change." So for me, I'm not with that. I'm with get behind with the manager because that's what our greatest manager said. Get behind with the manager. I know he was talking about David Moyes, but in general, our greatest manager, Alex Ferguson, did say get behind with the manager. So for me. Listen, I'm Eric Tenor backing all the way, but listen, if there was a point where the club was to sack him, then yeah, it shows that the club has never learned. But for me, I'm hoping for a win. I'm hoping for a good performance, great chance for Hoyland because you guys don't do that for the Premier League, but for the Champions League, all of a sudden, yeah, let's create a chance for him and get him some goals. For me, I want to see good football. I want to see a dominance from us. Luton will sit back. They will sit back and hit us on the counter. So for me, we can't allow dodgy goals. So, but Hardy, because I know you've been away for a while. So do you want to talk about this game? Talk about United itself.
I mean, overall, it should be a routine win for us, right? I mean, you can't really rule out an actual losing win at Old Trafford as well. Last time when they won at Old Trafford was in March 1997. Which was over 35, 36, nearly almost 40 years ago. It's absolutely incredible. If they were to get a result out of Trafford, that would actually just saying how abysmal we are actually right now. I mean, if you look at United right now, we don't expect from a style point of view, the players, the manager to a certain extent, but manager overall is not blame. Ericsson Nog's not to blame, of course. If we were to sack him, what's going to change? Nothing's going to change from the infrastructure point of view. We need an overhaul both on our pitch, but overall, we need to see consistent style play. If we don't see consistent style play, that's also down to the profile players we have. So we need to beat Luton. I can see it being by 3-1. I can see it being a 3-1 United win, but don't rule out an actual Luton win. Despite being a relegation battle, they're very compact side, very, very pragmatic. They're quite resilient, especially when defense transition, but especially in the breaks against Liverpool. They should have got the win at least. You can't really rule out the prospect will happen. So we have to win. No excuses. But yeah, Manny, how about yourself?
Hold on a minute. Yeah, good. Not mute anymore. So, look, this has a United win written all over it. And as I said, they had a huge setback against Copenhagen. For what it's worth, I don't think ascending off in the Champions League will affect Premier League eligibility. So Rashford will probably end up playing. And I just think that now with Casemiro out and Eriksen and McTominay having started, Ten Hag is also coming down to something like the bare bones in his particular squad. But he now is the time when he has to start, sort of running the rule on certain players who just aren't able to pull their weight. And there are certain players. I know that Andre Onana has played every single minute of every game so far in all competitions, but it should only be a matter of time before Bayindir gets a game, and he should probably get a game when the Cameroonian goes to play in the AFCON. But still, there needs to be some accountability. There has to be some competition. Other players who are in the fringes who look as though they are worthy of a start need to be given the opportunity to put their hands up, and this could very well be the game to do it. Yes, Luton did get a draw against Liverpool, but the thing with a team like Luton is that result, you have to say, is really only as good as it'll get. And of course, United's home form this season, I'm sorry to say this to you boys, Hardeep and Orest, I think you'll agree with me that the home form this season has been absolutely dreadful. The Theatre of Dreams has served you nothing but nightmares so far this season. But against Luton Town, I wouldn't expect anything less than a United win. I will say, though, that it will be uncomfortable, it will be messy, and you will have a lot of what the legendary Alex Ferguson called squeaky bum time. So I'm going to sort of stick my neck out and say a 2-1 win, because it will be tight and it will be difficult, but United will somehow find a way to win, just like they did against Fulham.
Yeah, 100%. For me, I would play with the same front three. I think, you know what? Same lineup against Copenhagen, to be fair. Apart, obviously, Varane and Maguire together, and then rest of it. And left back as well, play regular. But yeah, I think same lineup. And
what about midfield as well? I mean, if you look at
midfield.
McTominay, he's also
McTominay and Eriksen are not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they are not good enough. But however, for me, I'm back in that CDM and then play Bruno and Hannibal, but Erik ten Hag, he's trying to think differently and thinks Eriksen can control the midfield, find those long balls to Garnacho Rashford. So, yeah, but McTominay, I'm sorry, but this guy, if you guys watch him, he just jogs around. He doesn't even come back and help. He jogs around. Then he does these stupid interviews. For me, what I don't get is some people would listen to actual quotes and what players do on the pitch. For me, I don't do that, mate. You can talk all you want in the interviews, but it's about whether you actually do it on the pitch. Because I saw McTominay before the game. I was Copenhagen. He said, "Yeah, we know how it's important for the club and for the fans." And then on the pitch, you just jog around, mate. So, listen, let's stop talking and then do more on the pitch. So, but no, listen.
Horace, listen, if I can just cut right in, I'm sorry to say this, but you know, with all due respect, the way McTominay has been playing for United of late, he probably should be the least of your problems. I know that goal-scoring form for Scotland doesn't really carry much weight when it comes to club form, but at least you can say that, unlike a few other more venerated players in your squad, he has been putting in some effort. Yes?
What was that? Oh, yeah. Those are Havertz. Listen, McTominay, I'm not saying that he's the problem, but I just think midfield-wise, we don't. If I was to say how deep what's our best midfield three, we don't even know. He won't ask that question, and I don't even know myself what's our best. For me, if we think about it logically, for me, probably Casemiro, Amrabat, and Bruno, but you know, maybe the midfield might be unbalanced, but that's my opinion. But I don't know, because people are saying, you know, not me, I would never say this, but you know, if I'm saying we miss Luke Shaw, we miss stuff. We don't miss Luke Shaw, by the way. We do miss Lisandro Martinez. That's guaranteed. We do miss him because he's a Ten Hag system player for me. Lisandro Martinez, he's vital for Ten Hag, man. He is very vital. And I know people may say, "Oh, but he lost when he played against Tottenham and stuff." But yeah, but when he got the injury, it ruined us because Maguire. Funny enough, yes, he had a good performance against Fulham, but they do not have no one in attack. They got Willian, who made him prime Neymar. Who else have they got? They got Andres Pereira, who, listen, he did all right. That's it, really, because Mitrovic doesn't play there for anymore. So for me,
Palini as well.
Maguire still needs to go. So for me, I'll go get Todibo in January and upgrade those centre backs. So yeah. No, let's get to people's prediction now. I think I said 2-0 win here. 2-0 win. Hardy, did you say 2-0 win as well? I think.
No, I said 3-1.
3-1. 3-1. Oh,
Yeah.
3 goals. Oh, hopefully. JBT, United, Luton. Surely Luton winning.
I don't know. It all depends on if there's any reckless red cards again from you guys or any just careless playing. But that's why when you said it's just maybe start Hannibal, I was kind of iffy about it because last time he played, he picked up the reckless. I forgot against who it was. Newcastle, I believe, in the Carabao Cup. It's I don't believe. And you mentioned Varane. I don't think. I think he's going to be out the door probably by summertime because something's going on with him and Ten Hag, and I won't be able to change my mind on that. But it's even without the 5 players gone, I think United should still win. As you mentioned with the Sergio starting on the left, keeping Evans out of the center back pairing, it's fine. I'm actually going to say that Rasmus is probably going to get his first goal in the Prem this weekend versus Luton. If not, I don't know if he's ever going to see or be on the score sheet because I think what happened from Copenhagen midweek is going to take him to bring that confidence to at least get one on the board. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-0. And with midfield pairing, of course, you need Bruno, you need Eriksson. McTominay would be iffy, but yeah, Amrabat needs to step up. If not, you're going to have to start looking at Mason Mount to play in the midfield 3, which good luck with that because he's another player. Like as you mentioned, Scott McTominay, it just wanders around. It's funny because, I'll just – he wanted to run, and all I kept thinking was that if he runs, he might live at least for a while. And he could be dying many years from now. And Manny knows where I'm probably going to go with that speech. But I don't think anything is going to come back down to United dropping any points. If so, I don't think there's going to be any problem for Ten Hag. It might just look bad, but we discussed about this before. If Ten Hag was to leave, who's going to take over that really is going to make any difference with this squad? And also, I think the main thing is just whatever they're doing for recruiting, or either getting a new director or whatever it is, needs to happen as soon as possible because if this is all just Erik ten Hag getting the players he's requesting, it's clearly not working. And that once that changes, you'll start seeing changes on the results.
And then you're talking about sporting director, but
director, whatever it may be.
There's this one man called John Murtaugh, right? And I got told that I need to back him. There's gonna be Murtaugh madness and stuff. I mean, listen, there's no Murtaugh madness going on here right now, is there? Because for me, he's an absolute clown. Him and Richard Arnold, by the way. Whether Ineos take over, whether Ratcliffe takes over, whether I don't know, but both of them, when they leave, me and Hardeep, we're gonna do a celebration. We're gonna get wines. I don't care. I'm not even at 18 yet, but we're gonna get wines and just pop it around because that's the day where I'll be happy. Because as soon as both of them leave, by the way, those two they're the criminals at the club. By the way, those are the evil men. Because you know what? Yeah, I've seen it. Cisco and Pep. Just look at these. Look at how both of them work. Edu and Arteta. Look how both of them work. And now, John Murtaugh, for me, there's no communication. Him and Erik ten Hag, there's no communication. And by the way, if you guys search up John Murtaugh recent jobs, he has never become a sporting director ever in his life. So he's I think before he used to work at Everton, I think it was that medical department, something like that stuff.
And also Fulham as well.
Yeah, so I don't get it, man. We need to get. Listen, Paul Mitchell, I get the hype, but what's his CV? Because all I know is he's good at selling players.
He also has a pedigree at Spurs and Southampton, but also Leipzig to a certain degree. But from an expertise point of view, do you really trust him, especially with Radcliffe in charge? No. It's really sceptical of us. I think it's going to go bad to us.
For me, listen, Paul Mitchell, I get it. We are excited for sporting director, but for me, I'd rather, listen, as of now, Ratcliffe will probably buy us. I'd rather us bring back Ralph Ragnick, sporting director, and then there we go. That's boom. We don't need to get Paul Mitchell and these fancy names. bring back Ralph Ragnick, because for me, the club, like I said before, the club sacked him. There was no mutual agreement. The club sacked him. There was no mutual agreement. The club sacked him because the owners didn't like when Ralph Ragnick called them out. So, yeah, just I'm waffling on. But other than Mr. Beef is still there, but Man United versus Luton, your score predictions?
Yeah, well, United are in real shit state, obviously, at the moment. But, obviously in Europe, of course, we know what happened there. But, you got some positives. You got Hovland actually scoring goals, so that's a good thing. Maybe get 1 or 2 against Luton, or somebody else may chip in. But I think it's going to be a real tight one. I think Luton are one of the best teams that have come up from the Championship, out of those 3. So I think they're definitely one of the best, and I think it's going to be a real tight game. I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Yeah, 100%. Ollie, your thoughts and predictions?
Yeah, my thoughts. I think United should be winning this game, losing at home. So I'm going to go with a United win. I think I'll agree with Mr. I'll go 2-1 Man United.
Yep. And Hannah?
I reckon this one will be tight. United, really. They poor. Luton. I think Luton will have confidence after that Liverpool result. Probably should have won, seed it out, but it is what it is. This could be like a Fulham game, like that Fulham one. I'm gonna go 1-1. I want to say 2-1 United, but something just tells me Luton will hold on to a draw, 1-1 draw.
Yeah, 1-1 draw. Listen. We could draw, we could lose. It is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, listen, it'll be an absolute embarrassment if it is 1-1 draw. But you know what? I won't be surprised, because we will have chances, 1-on-1s. We won't take them. However, Ten Hag out. Get rid of Ten Hag. Like, if you guys look at the chances, we should be taking them. So hopefully we do beat Luton. But yeah, let's move on now. I think that's covered that for a bit. Well, now next one, Bournemouth versus Newcastle. I'm just gonna put it out there. 3-0 Newcastle for me. I think Newcastle are gonna dominate. Gonna get goals flying in. So yeah, with all due respect to Bournemouth, I think Newcastle wins the game 3-0. Hardeep.
I can see it being a 3-0 and Newcastle wins well. Despite injuries, they're still performing exceptionally well as a team. Even though they lost Dortmund recently in the Champions League, they've still got an identity on the house. Well, and even without their key players as well, Tonali, even Isaac as well, Botman. They've got a clear ethos and they have a clear system, and they're really consistent, but really competent side. So the mentality, it's actually incredible with how they're run as a football club. But overall, but Newcastle will definitely dominate and get the 3 points. So 3-0 Newcastle.
Newcastle money.
Well, it might not be that simple, because Newcastle are going to be without Bruno Guimaraes, who was deservedly booked and should have been sent off for that disgusting piece of play against Jorginho at St. James's Park, although Havertz should definitely have been sent off too. And before anyone continues to cry about VAR, a Premier League panel ruled that the Newcastle goal that was scored against Arsenal was good. It was the right decision to award it, if only because there was insufficient evidence to chalk it off. And so Arteta and all those other fans who are crying about that will now just need to, as he would say, shed their remotes and eat it. But this could be the start of Newcastle getting a little bit weaker, because without Guimaraes in that 3-man midfield, it'll be Longstaff, Joe Linton, and Joe Willock, former Gunner. And Willock will probably have a bit of a role to play. They're also going to be without Dan Burn, who injured his hamstring. So it could very well be either Lewis Hall or Paul Dummett going into the left-back position, or it could be that Trippier gets moved into the left-back position so that Livramento can play. And Bournemouth's only hope of winning, though, will be to try and negate that starting lineup and try and do something with the formation that they've got. And you have to pity poor Iriola, who's dealing with many injuries to his players and also trying his best to do something. It's very easy for us to be armchair pundits and say, you know what, he should pick this guy, he should pick that guy. But I do get the feeling that whatever he's trying doesn't seem to be working. But there are some Bournemouth fans who are hoping to, who really want to see the process work and who are willing to support him through thick and thin, despite the fact that their former manager, O'Neill, is doing so well at Wolves this season. And of course, another former Bournemouth manager is coming back to Dean Court. Sadly, I think that this will be a Newcastle win, but I actually think it could be a tight game because Bournemouth obviously saw how badly they could be beaten. And Iriola's first job after that shellacking at City will be to try and tighten up the defence in some way or another. Hopefully, he won't play a back five ever again, but he is going to have to start tightening it up. And I think the slightly weakened midfield and defence could be prime for Bournemouth to exploit. But it might not be enough. I think Newcastle will have enough about them. 2-1 to the Magpies. Magpies will just pick off those cherries from the tree.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe to your thoughts on Bournemouth versus Newcastle?
It should be a comfortable win for Newcastle. I think the only thing they got going against them besides the injuries is just some midweek fatigue and also playing at Bournemouth's ground. So I would say a 3-0 win, but I would keep it a little bit closer and say 2-1 to Newcastle. And yeah, it's if these injuries keep piling up, who knows what's going to happen with this? But yet they're like I'm not calling them like the cockroaches, but they just refuse to die. Like this team, third string, fourth string, whatever you want to call it, they're all there to perform. I won't be surprised if we see the Lewis Hall, Livermore fullback lineup. To just see the former Chelsea boys perform well versus Bournemouth. Because Lord knows that the senior squad couldn't play well against them. So I'm going to say they bar any more injuries or pick up any cards. I'm going to keep it simple. 2-1 Newcastle win. We just keep going from that.
2-1, Mr. B.
Yeah, well, I think they're in a real mess, Bournemouth, and looks like getting rid of O'Neill has really come back to bite them now, I think, to be honest. And I think that manager is going to be going sometime soon. I know Newcastle might be a bit depleted at the moment, but I think they still have too much of Bournemouth, and I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 Newcastle. Ollie?
Yeah, obviously Newcastle beat us, which is a bit annoying. But, yeah, I think obviously Newcastle, they are away, but Bournemouth aren't the best. So I'm going to go with, I'll go 3-0 Newcastle.
3-0 Newcastle. And Hanno?
Now, interesting enough, Bournemouth have a really good record against Newcastle. So, and Newcastle, I believe, got like something like 12, 11, 13 players fit. Like main team, the rest are youngsters. So taking that into consideration, I think Newcastle will have enough. I think Bournemouth have gotten worse than last season. So I'm going to edge it 2-1 to Newcastle. I think it will be a tight one.
2-1 Newcastle tight. Cool. Interesting. So all Newcastle win here. Next one, Aston Villa versus Fulham. Now Aston Villa at home, I think they've been immense at home. I think this season in the Premier League they've been doing fantastic. With that Emery ball. However, I do see another. Well, I don't know why I said however, but I do see another Villa win. I'm gonna say 2. What did I say? I'm just gonna say 2-1 Villa, but it may be more, but listen, United, we scraped against Fulham. To be fair, it took Bruno to get 90-minute goal against them. But what Aston Villa, I think they will dominate this game and get this win. Wouldn't surprise me if Ollie Watkins got a score sheet. But Deep, your thoughts on this game? You're mute.
Sorry, guys. But yes, obviously with this game, I think we're Villa right now that they're on great momentum, especially at home. Villa Park is certainly a fortress under Unai Emery as well. I think he's actually building that Villa is actually exceptional. Even though they actually lost to Nottingham Forest, they're still demonstrated a very good mentality against Alkmaar. Said 2-1. Ollie Watkins demonstrating why he's one of the best strikers in the world currently, on form, of course. And I think with Villa's quality right now, I think they will have enough to beat this Fulham side, who we have to struggle against from a tactical point of view. But I think Villa will win by 2 goals to 0. And I can see Ollie Watkins could getting on the score sheet with Diaby also being on the score sheet as well. And also Unai Emery's defensive masterclass at being implemented into that event. So Emi Martinez, he is definitely getting another clean sheet. So it will be 2-0.
Yeah, Manny will be happy with that. Manny,
listen. I did remember saying backstage that Emi Martinez was very, very unlucky not to have at least 3 more clean sheets because, look, he had an unfortunate slip against Crystal Palace. It was a stupid header from Ezri Konsa back to him that resulted in that own goal against Luton, and a dreadful defensive mistake from Luca Digne, which gave him a goal against Brighton. But one thing which you will never see him do, and I think Hardik will agree with me on this, is rage at his defenders and tell them, you idiots cost me a clean sheet. Aaron Ramsdale, take note, son. That's how you behave. And I just don't think Aston Villa are capable of keeping clean sheets at this point in time. It's not to do with Martinez. They're still dealing with the loss of Tyrone Mings, who, of course, is their ex-captain and still started and still is an important defensive linchpin. And Emery's trying to plug the gap by playing the likes of Diego Carlos and Pau Torres. I believe he started Clement Lenglet against Alkmaar last night. And, they played the high line against Alkmaar, which worked really well because the Dutch side were having too many offsides. But eventually, the thing about playing the high line too often is that eventually somebody will break the trap. And it was eventually Pavlidis who did that. And he scored that goal. But even if they do concede, they have the knack of being able to score more. And it's at Villa Park. So I'm actually going for a 3-1 win over here because no clean sheet, sadly. But as long as Aston Villa win, they're going to be fine. I will provide some caution, though, that unless they improve their own bench strength and try and solidify that defense of theirs, they're going to struggle to really, really compete. Unai Emery came out and said that his team are not contenders for Champions League football. Good on him. He's saying the right things because he wants to focus on a game-by-game basis. But the loss to the Forest is a reminder that we can't get too excited about this Aston Villa team just yet. They still have quite a few frailties, but then it's a team that's evolving. A few seasons ago, they were, of course, had been relegated and were struggling to come back into the Premiership, and they did. First season back, they just survived relegation. Since then, they've maintained a mid-table finish. Emery's taken them even further into Europe and is taking them to good places, but they're still evolving. And like Newcastle, they're learning to balance the workload of playing in Europe and in the Premiership. Probably just as well that they don't have the League Cup on which to focus. That was one game at home which they lost because they fielded an utterly wonky team. But Aston Villa are going to be just fine this season. As long as they're going to work to, address some of the issues they have with their squad, we can see them doing good things. I don't think they will achieve Champions League qualification just yet, but as long as the team continues to evolve, they're going to be fine. And it's at Villa Park, Fortress Villa Park, 3-1, goals galore.
Yep, 100%. Mr. B, what about you? What do you think about Villa versus Fulham? Do you think another one for Villa?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Fulham are in shit street themselves at the moment, not doing too well. Poor run of form. So I think Villa probably win. I mean, they obviously won again in Europe, but obviously that last game against Forest, it was a bit of a rude awakening for them. But I think they'll come back and they should have enough for Fulham here. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa.
3-1 Villa. Ollie, what about you? What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think Villa really should be winning this game. They're doing well at the moment, so I think they'll get a. I'll go 2-1 win. 2-1.
Cool, 2-1 win. And Hanno?
I reckon Villa do win. Of course, last season it was 1-0. I reckon it will be more because Fulham don't like to score many goals. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Villa. They haven't really played well in the Conference League in some games, but they're still doing really well there. I think they've topped their group and have qualified for the next round. So, yeah, but 2-0 Fulham. No, sorry, Villa. Not Fulham.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. JBT there? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fulham score prediction?
Let's say 2-1 Villa.
Cool, 2-1 Villa. Fair enough. Right. Next game. It is Brighton. Okay, guys. Let's just do a score prediction for this one. There's not enough time to waste. I'm going to go 4-0 Brighton. Hardeep.
Second. So yeah, I think this game I can see it being a 3-0 Brighton. But Brighton will definitely win this game comfortably. So yeah, it will be scoring apart for actual deserving side. I think despite being Ajax around about midweek, I think they've got enough quality to actually beat them. So I think with their win right now, especially win the game, obviously, and I think with the injuries, it might be very detrimental, of course, but certainly having the quality and also the system to actually beat them. So 3-0 to Brighton.
Yep, 100%. Money.
4-1. Brighton to score the first 4 and Sheffield United to get a consolation. No discussion needed.
JBT.
3. I only think Sheffield will be able to get a shot on target, let alone a goal.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. B.
Yeah, it should be Brighton win easy enough. 3-0 Brighton.
Ross. Ollie.
3-0 Brighton.
Hanno.
2-0.
2-0 Brighton. Cool. Right, next game. What angle do we got coming out? Yeah, 4-0 Brighton. Let me go through the comments. Don't be so sure. This is the beauty of the Premier League. Question, please, gentlemen. Why do teams fluctuate performance-wise?
Depends really on the fitness and also their mentality as well. That's the reason why they fluctuate from tactical point of view.
Yeah, 100%.
And I also think the team.
Here we go.
Yeah, we've got a big game here. Liverpool versus Brentford.
Simon also predicted a 2-2 Fulham draw, so I think he's thinking that maybe Aston Villa might be fluctuating. But Simon, mate, I'm sorry, we can't agree with you there. Every single one of us is predicting an Aston Villa win. But you are confident, aren't you?
Yeah. Mr. B, Liverpool versus Brentford. How do you see this game going?
Well, I hope we can sting the Scousers, mate, as far as I'm concerned.
I hope so, mate.
I'd love it. Well, they are. Look what happened against Luton. They almost lost to them. So, and struggled in Europe. So they lost there. So, and then the last game early on this year, in January, we beat them 3-1 at the GTEC. So, I know it's going to be tough. I don't underestimate Liverpool at all, especially at Anfield. But I think we got enough really, because I think they're in a little bit of a funny state at the moment. So I think we can at least get something out of it, at least a 2-2, or maybe even a 2-1. So, but I'll go for a 2-2 because I think there'll be a few goals. So.
Yeah, 100%. 2-0. Listen, I think this game's going to be a good game because Liverpool, they got some key players out, so never know, Liverpool might struggle. Hardeep, let me go to you. What do you think Liverpool versus Brentford? Do you see B stinging on Liverpool at Anfield?
It's definitely on the realm of possibility of occurring, but the thing is, I think with Liverpool, despite the injuries, I think they've got enough beat quality to actually beat Brentford. I mean, you don't necessarily need to actually underestimate Frank's side as well, especially on counter attack, especially how they're actually defensively excellent they are, and then a bit mid box shape as well. I think with the game itself, I could see it being a 2-1 Liverpool win, but don't underestimate the beasts. Don't underestimate them, especially Mbemo.
Of course. Manny, you see bees stinging at Anfield.
Oh, they will sting, but it won't be enough to cause too much pain for Liverpool. And I think, look, Liverpool are sort of. Yeah, but listen, here's the thing about Liverpool, all right? They're
Arsenal. I said Arsenal probably win.
Mate. Let me say what I want to say, and I will come back to you. I don't want to patronise, but at the same time, I have to be a little bit honest, yeah. And you know, the thing about Brentford is that obviously we know how they play. They're obviously going to be the sort of team that will make things difficult for any opposition, regardless of who they are. And it's Liverpool also are a team that's sort of trying to evolve after a disappointing season that they had. And I would definitely go so far to say that this is a game that Liverpool do have to win to try to banish the demons of their recent games. Yes, they drew against Luton, but Klopp will make sure that his boys have been read the riot act and will make sure that at Anfield they're not going to allow Brentford to really get at them in a way. And Brentford, obviously, still without Tony, but still playing quite well. Although in some games, you know, I just wonder if defensively they're starting to get a little bit found out. I wouldn't be surprised if Brentford come away from this game with a point. But if I have to, you know, pick a team to win, it would have to be Liverpool. But it will be a tight game, and Brentford are going to give them a huge run for their money. I can see this one being 2-1 to the Bees. I mean, to the Reds. So,
come on, come on, Manny. Come on, 2-1 to the Bees, mate. Go for it. Go on.
I said I wouldn't be surprised. I said I wouldn't be surprised. Mate, listen, I have to be honest. But listen, I wouldn't be surprised, as I said, if the Bees do go on to the draw or even win. Because maybe, you know, Liverpool do have a tendency to be a little bit brittle at times. But this is a game which obviously Liverpool can't afford to lose, and Klopp will make it crystal clear that you know, his boys have to get smart. He'll read them the right act, I'm sure.
Yeah. Ollie, who are you backing? Are you going to back Mr. B's team?
I'll be nice to Mr. B and say 2-1 Brentford.
Yeah.
2-1.
Okay.
Nice one, Ollie.
Okay, interesting.
You know, you make sense there, mate. Good.
Hannah, you still there?
Hanno, is he there? Hello, Hanno.
He's not there.
Calling Hanno.
Listen, I hope Brentford do something this game, you know, because Liverpool, like I said, they've got key players out. So we're just gonna have to see what happens, really. But yeah, hopefully, you know, this is gonna be a good game. I think maybe a good game. How Brentford set up in this game, but listen, Super Thomas Frank. Let's see if he can out tactic Jurgen Klopp. So yeah, but I think I have some bad prediction, but I'm gonna say 2-2. It's gonna be a good game. 2-2 for me.
A Desmond, nice.
Yeah, exactly. Brentford, and that's not.
Oh, come on, we're more than that. What the fuck are you talking about? We're better than right. What's up with you, man?
Yeah. Next game. Yeah, just ignore him. Next game, West Ham versus Forest. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one, you know, because West Ham, listen, I backed them to beat Everton last week, but they let me down, man. They let me down, but this time I actually do see West Ham winning this. I think it's going to be 2-1. Kudus to come to score sheet. And I'm going to say Ward-Prowse. So 2-1 West Ham win. Yeah. Hardeep.
Do you know what? I consider it being a stalemate 1-1 draw. I mean, I guess in terms of form, both sides are in really good form recently as well. If you look at Nottingham Forest as well, they've been quite consistent recently as well. West Ham as well, they've been quite hit and miss, especially with their players being on the form and from below expectations. And I think with the result on our land, it will definitely be 1-1. I could see Kudos potentially scoring first go, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring the equaliser. So it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh yeah, apologies.
I didn't know you played there.
What exactly? I was talking about Everton. Apologies. But I think I can actually see a Wiley score. Yeah.
Awani, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, lovely man, lovely for the clips page. Manny.
No, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. I mean, it was a Freudian slip. Hardeep deserves better than that. I'm sorry. I'm going to stick up for my boy, Mr. Dadwell.
But yeah, Manny, what do you think about West Ham versus Forest?
Yeah, this should be a West Ham win because, look, Forest deserve credit for playing as well as they did against Aston Villa, but that was at the City ground. I think they're another team which seems to perform a lot better at home than they do away from home. And that's nothing really to be, to sort of thumb your nose at. A lot of teams have that capability, have that tendency, really. I think West Ham are also... they've obviously had a lot more experience over the past few years playing in Europe and also playing in the Premiership and managing that workload perfectly. And I think they should definitely have enough for a Forest team, which still is a bit too dependent on the likes of Awani and others to try to find some moments of inspiration more than anything else. This isn't really a swipe at Forest necessarily, but just a means of saying that they're not really going to achieve too many great things this season, despite the fact that they've made some brilliant coups in terms of signing players. And as far as West Ham are concerned, I think for all the criticism about David Moyes, he's still continuing to do a very good job with the team, and he's still seeing them really, really evolve as a team and a unit. And this should be an easy West Ham win. I'm going to sort of stick my neck out and go for a 3-1 win. Ward-Prowse and maybe Kudus, and don't forget their own star boy, Mr. Bowen.
Yeah, 100%. Mr. B, how do you see this game going?
Well, I don't know. West Ham did struggle for a win, was it, last night in Europe and stuff, but they just about got was it a 1-0, I think, in the end. So,
yeah.
They're in a little bit of a losing streak because, I mean, obviously they lost to us as well. Anyway, and but I think Forest are a decent team as well. I really like them. But I think West Ham will probably have the home advantage and scrape a win. I think 2-0 West Ham.
West Ham, yeah. Listen, they've got Europa League. So they could do something, David Moyes back-to-back European. Listen, anything can happen, you never know. But but West Ham, they should win this game. Ollie, what's your thoughts on your prediction?
Yeah, I agree. I think West Ham should win this game. I think Burn will get a goal and Kudus. I think it will be, I'll say 2-1. I do back to Forest to score, but I think West Ham will win.
Yeah. And Hanno?
2-0 West Ham should do it really easily.
Yeah.
Even though they're on bad.
Yeah, West Ham should win. I better see a win from them. Otherwise, they have let me down. But the last game of the stream, it is a big one. Chelsea versus Manchester City. Hannah, you can go first. Talk about how you're going to get absolute... God, whatever.
To be fair, I think the best we can get is a draw. City... The worst thing for us is that City, of course, are starting to find a good patch of form. If we face them 2 weeks ago, I would have been a bit more confident because they weren't in that good form. Coming off a Spurs result where it was hard game, I don't know really what to take out of it. Because it was like 9 men. I can't say, Jackson hat trick or all the assists and stuff like that. They were playing on 9 men. Jackson was rubbish, by the way. Probably not the striker we need. But yeah, How we win this game is stop if we somehow stop their creators from creating anything. I think one thing we did well, until he came off with James Madison, I think we man marked him at some stages, and I think we did that really well. It was more Basuma spraying the ball to the wings, and that caused us damage at early parts. But that's a big problem if we can control them. And of course, Doku is on fire right now, and he can play both sides. So yeah, I'm probably going to stick with Corrales. He's been probably one of our best defenders this season, also compared to last season. If we can somehow do what Wolves did to them, I can see us sneaking away with a draw. But let's be honest, the only way we win this if I get Poch wants to play, wants to do this football, and most managers want to stick to their philosophies and play the way you want to play. But sometimes you gotta just stop it. And sit back, defend. I think that's the only way we really do win. Hit them on the counter, Sterling. I think
Palmer as well. Palmer as well.
Yeah, Palmer. But I think Palmer.
And also, don't forget, he's actually playing against his own club as well.
Yeah.
As good as Ollie.
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
Why do you remember that?
I think it's because when Hardy butchered them, not even that funny to be fair. But yeah.
No, it's got no. Sorry, mate. It's not funny, mate. It's not funny. We're very
Not
sorry
funny.
about
Right, come on, grow up, Simon. But yeah, anyways, go on.
Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah, by the
game-
way, what is this? What is going on? How is Anthony Taylor referenced?
He was only demoted for one game. To the championship, only for one game.
That is
Not
crazy.
for-
And by the way, he gave a
More
silly
than
decision,
one,
you
yeah.
know, penalty. He gave a silly penalty in that championship game, you know. I don't know if you guys saw it, but oh my god.
Don't know. But this both teams like a 1-0, and it has been 1-0 both sides. And going 1-0 City.
Yeah, well, okay. For me, I'm gonna wait until someone else's prediction because I don't know what to say. Hardy, what's your thoughts on this game? Because Hardy could go either way.
You know what? I could see this being a very, very tactical game between Pep Guardiola and also Pochettino as well. If you look at how both sides play, very, very contrasting style players. Obviously, with City, they're actually a tiki-taka based side, and also with Pochettino, high pressing mid block side. I think with Chelsea right now, I think the most likely strategy is going to be to sit back and be much more really effective on counter attack. I think with City, if you look at their key players as well, like Bernardo Silva, Rodri as well, Foden, Haaland, Doku as well, and also if you look at Grealish as well, that they're actually starting to be rejuvenating form. I think the return of John Stones has been really, really crucial to their actual system, especially how they actually progress in out of the possession as well, especially in going that from back as well. So I think with City, if they got the quality to win it, I could see it being 3-0 to Manchester City. But given the history between both sides, you want to rule out the prospect of Chelsea winning as well. Maybe Sterling potentially get the winner against City. You never know.
Calm down, Hardy. We can for a reason.
Yeah, listen, Hardy, I know you're good with tactics, but Chelsea, they're not winning this game.
Hopefully, but no. Coca-Cola, you see, stock is being refilled. It's being.
By the way, I do
We'll
have an update with our sponsorship. Yeah, this is actually real now. With Property Fiction, Raj has messaged me privately saying, the thing is, the Property Kitchen is off until for a short period, because obviously he's got other stuff to do. But it's up for a short period. It will be back on soon. Just don't worry, guys. It will be back on soon. So keep your eyes peeled. But it will be back on soon. Raj just got. I think he's doing so many jobs at different times, so he's got other priorities on. But now, listen, you can still follow them on Instagram, follow them on Snapchat as well. Listen, I've been to there twice. It is absolutely amazing. So once obviously it opens back up, hopefully it comes and more others. But back to the game. I think I know what I'm gonna say. I think it's gonna be 2-1 Man City. 2-1 Man City for me.
Okay.
Manny.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game indeed, and hopefully, as far as City is concerned, if Mateo Kovacic is fit, he will certainly have a lot to say about some of his ex-teammates, and maybe could be a good source of information for Guardiola. And this is obviously going to be a game which Chelsea are going to be apprehensive about, but in as much as they lucked their way to win to winning at the Tottenham Stadium, I think we can't underestimate the impact that win will have on their confidence going forward. Although we did say that the draw against Arsenal would have helped them, and they ended up losing to Brentford. I'm sure Mr. B remembers that game very well indeed, and he did have a watch along for that game. I remember joining him at half time, and I'm really sorry, mate, that the Wi-Fi dictated that you couldn't watch the game, but hopefully the result will have made you a happy chappy at the end.
I watched it in the end. So.
Yeah, but this is obviously a game which City will look to try and win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Poch tries to use a formation that will make things a little bit awkward for them. It could very well be the 3-2-4-1 for City against the 4-2-3-1 of Chelsea. So we're going to see a lot of niggly battles, and I think they're going to try to want to stop Raheem Sterling and Mykhailo Mudryk. And Mudryk is one player I definitely would watch because, if he gets to start from the very beginning, I wouldn't be surprised if he is able to give the City defence the runaround. But then the fact that Mark Cucurella has been Chelsea's best defender, as said by Hanno, pretty much says it all, really. Personally, I think Thiago Silva's been right up there, but, they started off dreadfully, and now they've started to turn the corner. This could probably be a step too far for them because City will be looking to maintain that ruthless efficiency. So it will be a tight game, though, because both teams are going to give it everything. It should be a 2-1 City win, though, for me. Sorry, Hanno.
Also, Manny, I thought I'd say something as well. I mean, if you look at Reece James returning, if he can stay a fit, without a doubt, I think he'll be really, really efficient in around the box as well. Set piece wise, actually an excellent player.
Yes, the problem with Reece James, Hardeep, is that we all know that his fitness record hasn't really been the best. And against Manchester City, I wouldn't be surprised if Guardiola uses the 4-man attacking midfield against him quite perfectly. And Chelsea fans saying a Haaland hat-trick incoming. Ooh, I wouldn't necessarily...
Haaland didn't score against us last season, and we'll keep that record. We will still be the only team that Haaland hasn't scored against.
He scored a worldie the other day.
Foden can score 3 goals against us. I won't get Haaland now.
Yeah, that sort of explains it, really. And
he got a worldie, didn't he, the other day?
On James, though, I think I just wish, I don't know if he had that operation. Maybe Chelsea fan can tell me, but I kind of want him to get that operation because it's only a few games and then something happens. But luckily it's only 1 game a week. Hopefully he will manage through. But what do you reckon? You reckon we get a win?
Yeah, Mr. B.
Yeah, well, Chelsea are good at beating 9 men, but I mean, I think City are much better than that, and they're really sort of purring again at the moment, City. So I think it's going to be a City win. I'm sorry, Hanno, but I'm going to go 2-0 City. So
yeah, 100%. And Ollie, your prediction for this game?
I'm going to go 2-1 City.
Yeah. Well, that's all predictions locked in. That's all the games locked in. And now, obviously, we're going to wrap up now. It's been a long one. And yeah, listen, Premier League football this weekend. Will it be crazy? Like, listen, I'm just going to update you guys all with the Premier League prediction table. Obviously, I never used to do this, but because it's been, up and down. But let me go on my phone. Hang on a minute. Right, so the table as it stands, we got in first Little Cheetah Hannah with 87 points. Second,
Winning late by Christmas.
eight 8 points myself. Third, Baleed 79 points. Fourth, Connor 77. Fifth, Elliot 77. Sorry, so fourth, Elliot and Connor are tied. So fifth, we've got the man himself, RD, with 75 points. Ollie is joined up with him with 75 points, and Joe is 6th. So I'm going to try and get Mr. B on and Manny as well. So we will just make the table adjustment soon. But don't worry, I'm going to be top, Hans going to be bottom, eating that chili at the end of the season. So
No chance.
Yeah.
I'll win number 2 in a row. I'll win the second league title in a row, though.
Is the trouble coming? Yeah, but guys, let's get socials shouted out. So Ollie, start off with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me Decent Care on YouTube. Is their number there. And Instagram Ollie.Sinclair556. And David Ware fan page 1. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, big up Ollie, man. It's good to see you. Mr. Trollitt, where can we find you? Apart from Amigo.
Yeah, of course. Winning the league by Christmas, prediction league. Clear by Christmas. Got 20 points clear by then. The rest will be in second with 90 points by then. But yeah. But yeah, as the socials, Coach's Corner on YouTube, Instagram, _coach_corner, Twitter, 70830030. And then, yeah, we'll be live in 25 minutes on my channel for Gameweek 11 preview. Same one as this. So if you want to hear more nonsense that I speak, then join me there on my channel. So yeah, but be up, guys. Hopefully, on Monday when we do the review, I am a very positive man. So yeah.
Yeah, big up yourself on a hot day. Where can people find you?
Well, guys, you know where to find me. HC United Sam on Instagram. If you do also want to follow me personally on Instagram, it's HSL47. Both accounts are actually lowercase as well. So if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's actually at #WMFC, all lowercase as well, where I take a tweet of all things Manchester United regarding the ownership situation, the players, the stories around the club, and also things outside of football, i.e. politics, mental health, and also educational topics. So I like to actually point out a really, really important message as well. Mental health is really important. If you're ever struggling, confide any of us, whether that be Manny, whether that be Oris, whether that be Mr. B, or perhaps one of the other co-hosts, or all of the co-hosts, perhaps. Speak to us individually, and we'll come back to you. So don't go through your emotions. Just keep calm, keep positive, and confide in those close to you. Don't give up. Don't capitulate. Always have high standards, and never give up.
Yeah, guys, you got to give him a follow, man. He's got the 10 shirt, man. You guys got to give him the follow, man. Be up to your dick. Good to see you back. And last but not least, the best of the last, Manny. You can find you.
Well, I'm the last, but I'm far from the best. We've got several people who are every bit as good as me, maybe even better. But big up to you, Orist, for hosting this as always. Always wonderful to be a co-host on the channel, and you can find me here. You haven't found me for the past few streams, but I'm back, and I will certainly look to be back on Monday. Also, catch me on other channels on YouTube. Coach's Corner with Mr. Trollope, of course, where we do some good work for many different sports, including the recent Rugby World Cup, also the cricket, and it's a joy working with him as well. Del Boy Gunner TV, always love working with the fella. Whether it's hosting for him or just being on a stream with him and allowing him to do his thing, it's terrific. Also, huge shout out to Craig Beasley and Up the Cherries in all departments. I think he's released a cherry picking episode on YouTube where he and I chew the fat on all things Bournemouth and otherwise. Big up to Anthony Herbert from Football United, and his Gunners from All Corners program was on there last night too. Also, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, AFC Talk Show TV, Eugene Spurs Asia TV. Also, the Southern Gooner with Matt Odom and several other channels that I don't really have the mental capacity to name because I'm a bit knackered at the moment. But many channels which have, been kind enough to offer me a platform, a chance to speak, and I enjoy speaking about sports and whatever. And the way I conduct myself is the way I hope other people will conduct themselves. I try to treat people the way they like to be treated. If we cannot agree to disagree without being disagreeable, there's no point in having a discussion. So let's keep it respectful and get rid of the banter and snide commentary. And big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for your comments. You're the ones, as I keep saying, who make this video and the channel what they are. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the sports that are on offer. And to all our Indian friends and viewers, it is Diwali this weekend. So if you are celebrating, happy Diwali, happy Bandi Chodnivas also to those of you who are celebrating. And make sure you celebrate responsibly and safely. Your right to celebrate should not impede other people's right to either celebrate or go about with their daily lives. Be responsible, as we always say on Bonfire Night in the UK as well. As I said, celebrate, enjoy, be safe, be happy, enjoy this weekend. Don't do anything that the panelists and I wouldn't do. But for now, as always, it's farewell to thee, goodbye, and God bless to each and every one of you. Cheers.
Yeah, big up yourself, man. Well said. Also, any Indians watching us, happy Diwali to you guys. And yeah, just celebrate, guys. It's a weekend. If you're a football fan, it's Premier League. And yeah, we'll just see how our teams do, but we will see. We'll see if Man United can, dominate, lose, might score more than one goal. We shall see. McTominay sideways passing. We shall see. We shall see. But we will see. As Fabrizio Romano did say, there's going to be changes at Man United soon. Whether it comes to, structure and ownership, we shall see. But as for now, listen, hope you guys, make sure you guys have smash the likes as well. Smash those likes. Subscribe if you're new. We are trying to get 500 before Christmas. So, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new, subscribe. Tell your friend to subscribe as well. Just share it out to your friends, cousins, aunties, uncles, whatever. Any relatives, share it out and make sure they support us as well. So, big up to the comments. Simon, big up to just everyone in the comments that contributed as well. So, yeah, big up to everyone that's contributed. We shall see you on Monday. Hopefully, United got the 3 points and Arsenal crumble against Burnley. So, yeah, we shall see you on Monday, guys. Peace.